Welcome back to the wood shop, guys. Today we've got another easy money-making project for you, and this one's a fun one, so stick around. So you guys really seem to like the project we made out of cedar fence pickets, and I really wanted today to be all cedar fence pickets, and you still can. I did not have any of these glued up, and I wanted to get this thing done in a little bit of a time crunch. So I've got some larger pieces of wood, but you can easily do this with just cedar fence pickets by doing glue ups. But I've got some wider boards, so that's going to help us out, get this project done a little quicker. And as always, before we get too far, I want to talk about today's sponsor, and that is Banggood. A lot of you longtime viewers know they've been a long-time sponsor of this channel, and they're always sending me nice tools to check out. And today is no exception. And you can see here we've got this router slab flattening jig, and I've got kind of a smaller piece of wood set up in here beforehand. If you don't know, you want to put your slab under here and attach it some way to your top here so it's not moving around. I've chosen to use hot glue, and it feels like it's down there pretty good. And I've chose a router with a bit that looks like it could probably kill you. But that's kind of what this is designed for, not killing you, to flatten these slabs. But we're going to see what we can do with this thing today. Let's get started. And as kind of some specifics for this thing, it is a very strong aluminum. I'll be honest with you, when I seen the picture of this, I wasn't quite sure about it. But once I opened it up, I had no more doubts. This thing is very strong. Your router mounts in here. Now, depending on the type of router you have and the bit you have, you may have to change this a little. I did have to modify the base plate in here to fit my router, which involved just drilling a couple holes, getting it lined up. But they're aluminum pieces that kind of basically lock and screw together. Very simple to assemble. Now, let's see how this thing works. So just as a little bit of a reference here, this is the side we just flattened. I've sanded it just a little to get the lines out. And you can see how bad we had to shim this thing. So now we'll turn it over here. And you can already tell by the way it sounded, it's hit good and flat everywhere. Now this is easy enough to just run this jig back over it or run it through the planer. You've got a board ready for your next project. So once again, thanks to Banggood for sending this tool out for us to check out and show you. I'll leave a link in the description for this thing. And speaking of projects, let's get back to ours. Okay, so much like our other projects, we make this to where you can make it as large or as small as you want. The particular one I'm going to be doing today, if you're interested in doing the one I'm doing today, we're going to do 3 pieces at 13 inches long, 7 inches wide. The depth don't really matter in this project, so we'll go ahead and get these cut. Now, naturally, this is, I'm going to say fresh off a sawmill, but it come from a sawmill, and so that edge is not square. And you can see here, we're dealing with some defects and that kind of stuff, so I'm going to have to work around that, and I'm probably going to have to end up using this second board too, just so I'm not dealing with all these little defects here. I'm not sure if I can get it out of this or not. If so, we'll get it out of one. Okay, and as I said, 13, I'm going to mark it at 14 just so we can square the edges up and have a little extra to go by. And you can see in the wood we're using here today, this is sequoia, as I mentioned. A good friend of mine actually gave me this. And you can see I've not got this one planed or sanded or anything, but the colors are very similar. That's one reason I decided to use these, because we're going to use a little bit of this in this project anyway. But a very nice color. It is a very soft wood, but it's going to work fine for what we're doing. So these boards, 2 of them, we're going to take 2 of them. And since they're 7 inches wide, what we're going to do is use this square here to set it at 3.5, or you can do it with a tape measure. Come in from each side, just make sure you're centered. Make a mark. And then we'll take the smaller one, and we're going to come down 1 inch from the top and just make basically a cross. We're going to use a Forstner bit and drill that through. So got a piece of scrap underneath so we don't blow out from the other side, and we're going to hold this as straight as possible. You could also do this as a drill press, but it's not super necessary. So the next thing I'm doing is 100% completely unnecessary. You could do a butt joint on these, nail them together. They'll look fine. I happen to like the way a box joint looks, so we're going to do that. It's not going to take that much longer anyway. So let's get that started. So now that we got that out of the way, what I'm going to do is make a mark from the bottom of these up 6 inches on each side. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to go ahead and do 2.5 inches in from the top. Make a mark. And then you can see here, we'll just connect them here and here. Okay, so we're ready to glue this together. Now my box joints aren't perfect, and that's okay. I still like the way they look. I do have one here that's kind of jacked up, but you're going to get the support of all these others, so it's not really going to matter. We're going to go ahead and get gluing these things. Let me find the brush. So now since we've drilled these holes up here, you can kind of see this thing's coming together. This piece of 1 inch dowel, and what we're going to do is measure the bottom instead of the top, because it may be out just a little bit of square. So we're just going to do a little bit of measuring right here, and we'll just cut that one off. Okay, we're just going to push this through here. Not a super tight fit. We're going to put just a dab of glue on here. Don't need much. We're going to push that in there right before we get to the end. Same here, so it doesn't smear it everywhere. We've already made a mess. We don't need a bigger one. Now we're into the cedar fence pickets. We're going to just cut this one at 13 inches. It's going to match the outside of our little box we're working on here. So I just ripped these down to 1.5 inches, hit them with a little bit of sandpaper, nothing crazy. I want them to look still a little bit rustic. And I'm going to put them on here where I think they look good, and you can kind of already tell how this thing is going to look. So basically, I've just took the little square here. We're going to mark it out with just a tiny dot of glue. Just one nail on each side. I'm going to raise that one up. So we're going to put a couple little dividers in here, and I've got the one that's going to go dead in the center. And a little bit of a tight fit. No glue on this one. We're just going to get it pretty much about where it goes. So I lost the audio right here, guys, but what I'm basically telling you is we added some more dividers in here to make these individual little sections, and you can see what I'm doing. They're not attached in, but basically I'm going through here and telling you we're just attaching these, equally spacing them so that they look good and fit what we're going for. So as you can see, guys, we got this thing pretty much wrapped up. Now, some of these cedar fence pickets are a little bit warped, but that's okay. It still looks good. It's going to do exactly what we need it to, and you can get these sold, no problem. People are still going to love them. We do have one final touch we're going to add to this, and it don't matter really which side you put this on. You can see we've got us a little bottle opener, so now that kind of lets you know what we're working on. A little drink carrier, and we're just going to kind of eyeball this about where we think it should go. These come with their own screws. So guys, as you may be able to tell, it's a completely different day. I didn't get to finish what I was doing previously in our editing of the video. I noticed we lost some footage, we lost some audio, that sort of thing. So I figured I'd just jump back in here and kind of tell you what we done. We were pretty much done with it, although I did need put a bit of, this is an old can I had. This is a dark walnut Danish oil. So it looks like a stain. It has darkened it up quite a bit. You can see here what we've got going on. And 25 points if you can tell me what this bottle's from. But either way, I wanted to jump on here just to not leave you hanging. We finished it up. Now, I didn't get to show in the video our little bottle opener. I actually bought those in bulk, so I'll probably end up doing some more projects with that, including these, of course. But I got some other things on the way too. Just stay tuned for that. But tell me what you think about this thing. I think it turned out really nice. I think your customers are really going to like it too, even if they're not going to use it for what it's intended for as a drink holder. A lot of people, you'd be amazed how much they like this as a decoration in their home. Yeah, but either way, I just wanted to catch you up on that. Either way, I think it turned out good. Tell me your thoughts, of course. Leave a comment, as always. Like, share, subscribe if you would. We'll see you on the next video.